Hello team, this is Abda Faris. I put together this quick POC to show you how we can provision an EC2 instance to AWS. There are a lot of tools out there that can help you automate and provision resources to the cloud, but one of the tools I've been using quite a lot for the last 5 years or so, it's called Ansible Tower. I found it extremely powerful and better than any tools out there uh, to help me automate my daily tasks. I can create my Ansible playbooks, store, store them on any Git, whether GitLab, whether it is GitHub or a Bitbucket. And then I can connect um, my Git um, via Ansible Tower. And then I can provision um, any resources uh, to any cloud using Ansible Tower, whether we use in AWS, GCP, Google, or Azure. So two main features and most important items that I found um, um, very useful and helpful with Ansible Tower, um, which are security. As we all know, security is very crucial. Um, the tool is very stable and well secured. Also, the tool allows you to provision resources to any cloud. Okay, you're not locked in to one cloud. You can basically provision resources to AWS, Azure, or GCP. Um, Unlike this service called CloudFormation, it does somewhat similar to, as far as automation is concerned, it does a lot of automation for you, provision resources to AWS Cloud as well. However, you are locked in. You can only use CloudFormation with AWS. Okay, you cannot use it with Azure or GCP. Whereas Ansible Tower is uh, an agnostic tool. In other words, you can use it to provision resources to AWS, Azure, or GCP. Okay, for today's demo, we're going to provision an EC2 instance to AWS. Okay, later on, I will put together another video to show you how we can basically apply the same logic, same process, but this time we're going to provision VM to Azure or GCP. Now, let me show you how I got here. As you can see here, I have an IP address, right? So where this IP address came from, right? So basically, it came from right here. This is my own personal AWS account, okay? Um, the IP address is right here, okay? So I set up Ansible Tower, I configure, installed it, I configure it here. We're not going to go through that. It's a little bit more involved. I can put together another video for how you can install and configure Ansible Tower. But for today, we're just going to go over Ansible Tower and how we can provision an EC2 instance from Ansible Tower to AWS. Okay, so this is basically my own AWS account. As you can see, this is my last name. I am not using my employer account or my client account. This is basically for me to learn more about AWS. Let's say tomorrow AWS they come up with a new service and it's a new service, right? So basically it's fairly new and people are still trying to figure out what are the pros, what are the cons, what are the there are new features and all that good stuff. So what I do, I come to my own personal account, I deploy these new servers or I use it within an application and to see how that new servers will work with my new application. Okay, so it's a playground. Okay, well I deploy things and either I stop them or I destroy them, as you can see here. I don't keep things running because, of course, that will add up more cost. And as soon as I'm done with this Ansible Tower demo, I'm going to come back here and stop this instance so I don't incur cost. Okay, so I'm going to come down here to my Ansible Tower and grab the IP, which is 444.193.124.30, right? It's copied. This was open already. Let me just go back to a new session here. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, paste my password. And here we go. So I'm logged into Ansible Tower. The first thing that come up is basically the dashboard. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to. So let me just kind of go quickly over this. As you can see, this green when I hover this is a job that I ran successfully. That's why it's green, and this is something I was testing. It failed. I had to go back and do some troubleshooting on the playbook, on the Ansible playbook to fix that, and so I did that for different template. Okay, so if I come down here to my templates, as you can see here, I have quite a few templates that I put together for different use case. Some of them it was to create instance, EC2 instance to AWS, like this one here. I can create a VM or a VM instance to push it to Azure, and I can do that to Google as well. So one of the thing is really more beneficial to use Ansible Tower because it is an agnostic tool, right? In other words, I can use it to push or provision, to push the application or provision resources to AWS or Azure or Google or all of them. Okay, I've worked with projects and with other clients that they are multi-cloud. So you should be able to provision resources to either AWS or Azure, for instance. Okay, um, so today we're going to go ahead and provision EC2 instance to AWS, which is already been set up. It's right here. Okay, so I have my credentials already set up. As you can see here, this is my playbook. AWS EC2 creation. This is the playbook that sits in the GitLab. Okay, and here these are my variables. So I'm telling it to use region US East 1. Okay, this is my subnet. So this subnet is already it's already created on my own AWS account. So I'm using that. I'm using a security group. So this is all already been set up for me in my account. I'm just using these variables. The name of the EC2 instance, I call it POC Linux type. I'm just using a T2 micro because it's a POC. I don't want to get charged. I might get charged a little, not much, but this is still POC, so I don't have to go medium or large. AMI, I have to use a base AMI. This is actually, if you look it up on AWS console under EC2 dashboard, you should see this AMI is Linux. Okay, and I'm adding some patch tags. These are very important tags, which I'll talk about more later. So I called it a patching tag. Okay. Okay, before I launch this job, let me just quickly um, show you how I got this a playbook to be assigned to this job. So basically, if I click on drop down box here, you can see more than one playbook. I have one for AWS, one for Azure, one for Google, and they all sit, I believe, in GitLab. So I chose this one, the creation EC2 creation playbook, and it's set up under multi-cloud project. Okay, that's my project here. So now let's go to my project and right there and click on multi-cloud. That's the project that I'm using. As you can see here, actually it is GitLab. So that's my Git right there. Okay, so that's how I was able to, let me just go back here. That's how I was able to get to my, okay, like it's not working that way. So let me just do it this way then. Here we go. That's how I was able to get this playbook. I was able to choose this playbook among other playbooks within my GitLab um, uh, to be displayed here on um, on this template. Okay, so I think we are ready to launch this job. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, notice here it says running. If it fails, you should see a failure message there, but so far it's looking good. Okay, it's launching the instance from the EMI, instance creation, the role. Let's see what else it's doing. Okay, so I'm gonna pause here for a few seconds, and there's no need for us to keep watching this log. I'll pause for a few seconds, and I'll be back. Okay, as you can see here, the job finished and the failed equals 0, which is success, which is good. And also, if we come back down here, you see the status, it says successful. Okay, now let's go back to my personal account, AWS account. Let me refresh, and here we go. Here is our instance. Remember, I called it POC Linux. We appended a number to keep this POC, this instance as unique. So, and it's initializing. Okay, so the job did what it's supposed to do. So we have successfully provisioned EC2 Linux on AWS right from Ansible Tower. Okay, so we have a successful message, which is good. And I refresh again. This should be in a minute. It should be ready to be used right now. Still initializing. Let's give it. We'll give it a couple seconds. Okay, let's refresh again. Okay, so I have check status pass. So we have the new instances is up and running and ready to go. However, I'm gonna have to go ahead and terminate it because this is the POC is pretty much done. I no longer need it. Okay, so this actually concludes my POC. We were able to provision an EC2 instance to AWS via Ansible Tower. Next time, I will show you how we can provision pretty much the same thing, a VM instance to Azure or GCP Google. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and please reach out if you have any questions. Bye now.